Oh, I forgot to give my parents a house key. What if they try to break in?
I'm stuck.
Want the feds to know which websites you surf? All of them? It could soon be easier for them to find out, and a lot easier. Lawmakers this week are considering legislation that would let the FBI access somebody's internet history without first getting a warrant in terror investigations. Critics, including representatives from tech companies, excuse me, including Google and Facebook, say changing the law would violate Americans' privacy. Let's bring in the judge. Judge Andrew Napolitano is here. He's a Fox News senior judicial analyst. No warrant?
It's really a double-edged sword, Shep, and it continues the assault on the Fourth Amendment, which the federal government's been waging for about 40 or 50 years now. But this is the deepest and most profound assault, because everybody knows the types of things we browse about. And if the FBI or any federal agency can capture your browsing records, they can get your medical, your legal, your religious, your personal, your intimate views and aspirations and thoughts and ideas without a search warrant. The whole purpose of the Fourth Amendment was to prevent this sort of fishing net operation where they just throw a net out there and see what comes in. It was to force the government to focus on bad people, on people as to whom there is a suspicion. That's why the Fourth Amendment requires probable cause. The FBI goes to a judge. Judges sit 24/7. I once did this when you have that assignment. And you present evidence. If the judge agrees, it's more likely than not there's evidence there. The judge signs the order, and they're on their way immediately. Here's the other side of this sword, and this is why the high-tech companies are so upset. Don't expect your internet service provider to tell you that the FBI has come calling, because the same statute, if it becomes law, it's not yet law, will make it a crime for the internet service provider to tell you the FBI has come calling. So you have a violation of the Fourth Amendment, searches and seizures without a warrant issued by a judge, and a violation of the First Amendment. Congress shall make no law abridging the freedom of speech, yet it would be a crime, a felony, for the internet service providers to tell you that the FBI has come calling.
So this is clearly unconstitutional, therefore this law will never pass, right?
Therefore this law will pass because the Congress doesn't give a damn about whether it's unconstitutional. They're going to pass it so they can give us the facade that they're keeping us safe when they're really violating our intimate right to privacy, and they'll wait for the courts to get involved. In the meanwhile, hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of people will have their right to privacy violated.
Why do we just lie around like sheep and let them do this?
Jim Comey, for whom I have a lot of respect, that's the director of the FBI, basically said to the Senate Judiciary Committee last week, he didn't use this phrase, I'm summarizing, it's a pain in the neck complying with the Constitution, and we'd be a lot more efficient if we didn't have to comply with it. Guess what? The Constitution is intentionally a pain in the neck so that law enforcement will not run roughshod over our civil liberties, so the government will be forced to focus on the bad people rather than using a fishing net approach, which is easier for them but harmful to the rest of us.
You and I have been talking about this stuff for 15 years, and it's a broken record.
It gets worse. It never gets better, no matter who's in the White House and no matter which party controls the Congress. The American people should wake up. This is a major step, far more egregious than the previous ones that have happened before this, which you and I have been talking about, as you say. This is a major step toward a police state. It's done in the name of, it's always done in the name of keeping us safe. Who or what will keep our liberties safe?
People get riled up about the stupidest things, and something important like this, you can't get them to even send an email.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity to try.
Well, okay. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.